Hello, family. Welcome to Bob's WTV. Today, we're going to talk about how everything is getting so damn expensive these days. Have you guys noticed that, man? Every store you go, everything's increased. Even water, bro. Even water. Think about water used to be free and it's still free. Why are they charging us such a high price for water, man? I don't know what's going on. But hey, let's check out this clip about what people are talking about.
I'm crashing out because I just walked into Target, bought six things and spent $125. $125. Okay? What? What? I got all the things I got were things that we needed. I got diapers, cat litter, face wash, little snack bars that my son likes, a cleaning product, and a fucking shower curtain liner. Shower curtain liners used to be like $4.99. It was $8. $8. Like what? What is happening? What is going on?
How much do we have left? $40. That's it? Well, you guys want to get something to eat?
Why is everything
so fucking expensive?
and it just keeps getting more fucking expensive? How am I supposed to buy a house? How am I supposed to afford groceries? How am I supposed to pay my phone bill? How am I supposed to pay my car insurance?
How am I supposed to pay for fucking anything? I can't pay for anything.
It's like I blow $100 a day and I'm not even getting anything. It's outrageous. Thank the living fuck that gas prices are going down, but that's the only thing. That's the only good thing that's happening right now. Every other price of every single thing in this fucking world is going up to the tippy fucking top, and it's still rising. I work at Taco Bell, and tell me why a large drink is almost $4.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not paying no $3 for a fucking drink. I don't know who you think I am.
We need to remember that, we make the fucking money. We make the fucking money, so stop making me poor. I shouldn't be poor right now. And I gave my last fucking $2 to a homeless man because he needed it more than I did. But what is that $2 gonna do for him? He can't even buy a cookie. He can't even buy a fucking cookie if he wanted to.
That shit pisses me off.
Lately, I feel like when I go shopping, everything I'm looking at just feels overpriced. And here's what I mean. You know when you walk into a store and you look at a t-shirt or a hoodie or a pair of pants and you ask yourself how much you think it costs before you look at the price tag? I'm holding a hoodie in my hand. I'm like, I'll spend $60 on this. I flip the price tag. It's $95. I'm not paying $95 for this hoodie that I know is worth like $60. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing goes for cars. I'm looking at a car. I'm like, I'd spend like $30K on this. And it's like 47. I'm not spending $50,000 on this car. As a society, we should collectively stop making these fucking stupid overpriced purchases. If we work together on this, they will have no other choice but to drop the fucking prices of everything. So for my people watching this that want to finance $70,000 cars, stop it. You are genuinely making it worse for everybody else. They keep raising the prices because y'all keep fucking signing the paperwork.
I actually don't think we're crashing out enough about how expensive everything is. The reason I actually made this TikTok was because I felt like it wasn't being talked about. I felt like I was in crazy town. I would be paying so much more for groceries, gas, housing, electric, whatever, you name it. It would just keep going up and up and up. And I would go to the internet, type in, why is everything so expensive? How is everyone affording this? And I would just not find a lot of answers. I wouldn't find a lot of people asking the same questions. So then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to make a TikTok about it. Almost 50,000 followers later, apparently I've struck a chord because I think a lot of people feel the same way. This is a global cost of living crisis we are all living through. And I don't think any of us really know how to navigate it. I mean, at the end of the day, the only solution being offered to us is, well, make more money. A lot of us are already working 2 jobs, in the United States at least, and I don't see that as a solution. It's talked about a lot, but then it's also not talked about a lot, if that makes sense. So you'll see it on the news, people will be like, oh, eggs are this much this month. Anyway, normal people like you and me, we're just left well, I can't afford to live anymore. So what do I do? I think the most frustrating thing is nothing is changing. It's just been a slow crawl into more and more unaffordability as we have gone into this decade and probably even before that. But it just seems like now it's an overdrive where every year the price of stuff is just skyrocketing, and oh well, that's just, it is what it is. There's no hope for retiring. There's no hope for buying a house ever again. There's no hope for really a lot of things that we were promised. I don't have the answers, and I don't think anyone does. But at the end of the day, I think that this platform is just a place to share experiences and vent about this crisis that we are all going through, that nobody can afford anything. And it's really frustrating.
I left the house with $500 to spend on a little shit I needed to do today. Came back home with $50. Did some bullshit, bro. Man, everything too motherfucking expensive, bro. Like, I swear to God, bro, like, everything too motherfucking expensive. It don't matter what you spending your money on. It don't matter what you trying to do. Every time I leave the goddamn house, I'm dropping too much motherfucking money, bro. Like, everything's got high, bro. You got to be a goddamn baller to live in these goddamn times, bro. Don't be talking about trying to go out and have a good day, have a little fun, you know, spend a little bit of money just to enjoy your day, you know, just to take a load off, just to relax a little bit. Hey, you finna spend some money, young dog. It's gonna hit you where it hurts. Motherfucking looking at that goddamn 50 cents. I'm like, what did I buy? I didn't do shit. Got a couple things from the goddamn store. Got a couple tacos and shit like that. Got my son haircut. Goddamn, bro. Like, this shit crazy, bro. No cap, bro. This shit crazy. Straight like this.
Fast food places have completely lost their mind. Many of them are now more expensive than sit-down restaurants. Don't believe me? Look at the prices if you go through McDonald's, if you go through Chipotle, Burger King, Wendy's. Now, look at the prices for the people that have fixed this. Look at Chili's prices. At Chili's right now, you can go to Chili's and get a big burger or a big chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for $9.99. That's their lunch special for people that want to come in and grab lunch from Chili's. Red Lobster changed when Debola came in and completely switched everything for them. Now they have happy hours. They have $5 margaritas. They have seafood boils. All of these sit-down places that were in trouble because their business wasn't going good. They were looking at bankruptcy. They were like, oh crap, there's a huge market for all these places now where fast food has gone for where it started at COVID to 3 times as much now. The other day, I paid $52.64 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks at Chipotle. Receipt is on my story. Look at the prices at these places. It's absolutely nuts. And I know I'll get comments on this video. People be like, oh, you shouldn't be eating fast food anyway. I totally get it. You're right, actually. But what happens is every once in a while you want to go out with friends. You want to go out and grab a little drink after work. You want to go out and have a meal at lunch. You know, you meal prepped and your meal prep went bad by the end of the week. So you're going to grab something from Chili's now. Because now it's at a point where McDonald's or Chipotle is twice as much as Chili's. Think about how crazy that is, guys. Chili's, that was a sit-down restaurant where you could go and with your family, just like TGI Fridays, Applebee's, any of these places, right? It's now half the price of McDonald's or Chipotle. So I predict that McDonald's, Chipotle, Starbucks, all of them are eventually going to have to fix their pricing because it's gotten so insane that normal people are going to stop going because there's way cheaper options now because some companies have actually started to get it, that they've completely priced themselves out. And fast food places, you guys have the lowest quality of food in the United States that people can buy, full of preservatives, chemicals, everything else. And like, I can go to In-N-Out right now for half the price that I can go to McDonald's. That's nuts because the food's way better at In-N-Out. So a lot of these places are going to keep crashing. Chipotle stock as of today is down 15%. Last week, they were on the TV saying, oh, it's because Gen Z doesn't eat out. We eat out. We're not eating out at your place anymore because you're too expensive for the quality of food that you put out. Let me know if you think I'm right.
I just spent $80 on groceries and got like 6 things.
Why is everything so expensive?
Well, politicians will tell you it's inflation and that the only way to fix it is to slow down the economy, which is code for raising interest rates and getting people fired.
Wait, so their solution to high prices is unemployment?
I think what they're not telling us is that prices are high because of corporate greed!
pass along their costs. They jacked up prices way more and made record profits.
So what if instead of making people lose their jobs, we tried windfall taxes? If you're making extra profits from a crisis, you pay extra taxes. Tax the rich. They're doing fine. They can chip in.
Tax the rich? I'd rather eat.
Whoa, Marco. This is a kid show.
All right, yeah, tax the rich. Also, give regular people more money, not less. Support unions, raise wages, direct payments.
And reduce the cost of essentials. Cap prices on groceries, utilities, rent.
And long term, invest in affordable housing, childcare, healthcare, the things that actually make life more affordable.
The economy isn't a mysterious force, it's choices. And lucky for us, Economics for Emancipation just dropped a whole module on this.
It's an 8-module course on capitalism, solidarity, and how we get free. And they just released modules on movement finance and pandemic inflation.
Go to www.economicsforemancipation.net. All the materials are there to organize up to 25 people in your community.
Take the course together. Learn this stuff. Because
when we understand the economy, we can change it!
It's happening at the grocery store.
It's really, really hard.
The basics are costing more and you're getting less.
How much was all this? What'd you spend? $150 for 2 bags of grocery. The eggs have gone up. The meats have gone up.
Bought milk and stuff like that. Maybe 10 items. That's over $100.
And it doesn't stop there. When it comes to filling up, there's pressure at the pump too.
Gas is going up, especially super.
Gas prices are now $3.94 a gallon here in New York, up about 10 cents in just a week and past $4 a gallon nationwide. This as the Iran war pushes oil prices higher.
They're all going up. You have no choice.
And it's showing up beyond the basics.
Used to be able to spend $20 for a good dinner. Now it's $200.
Even planning a holiday meal is getting more expensive, whether it's Passover.
Horseradish is ridiculous, $6 a pound.
Or Easter.
What are you spending more on for Easter?
Artichokes. If you're having 12 people and everybody wants an artichoke, you can spend more for your artichokes than you can for your meat.
According to Wallet Hub, Americans are expected to spend $25 billion on Easter this year, but it comes at a cost. About 1 in 4 Americans say the holiday isn't affordable, and nearly 1 in 3 say they're not confident with their finances right now.
Gas went up, rent went up, even a can of soda went up. Everything went up, and it's freaking me out.
And as fuel prices rise, so does the cost of getting away. Average U.S. travel is 3% higher compared to this time last year.
I used to have 2 free bags. Now got to pay for everything, even a carry-on. It's ridiculous. Every time I go to pay, it's like more and more each time.
So if everything feels more expensive, just remember, it's because right now it is. On Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
Living in 2026 is expensive. More expensive than any year before. A $5 carton of eggs today in the 50s was only 37 cents. A $15 movie ticket was only 2 quarters. And a $30,000 car was only $1,500. Now, to an extent, we all know this. Inflation is real, prices go up over time. But that's not actually the main reason that things feel so expensive. Put it like this. In the 50s, the average weekly wage was closer to $75. Much lower than what it is today at about $1,200. Now, for most products, if you compare the cost inflation to the average wage inflation, they're actually relatively similar, meaning the percentage of income used to pay for the product is consistent. Now, what isn't consistent is the disposable income. In the 50s, roughly 75% of your total wage was left over after paying for basic necessities. And in 2026, that number is closer to 45%. Then, when you factor in the cost of groceries, student loans, car payments, subscriptions, for most people, it's a struggle to break even, which is exactly why
you feel like life is shit right now and everything is so expensive. I just want to let you know that it's all intentional. It's all part of billionaires' plans to see how much exploitation we can take, how much they could raise rent, how much they could raise groceries, how little they could pay us before we revolt. They do not give a fuck if stuff is affordable for us, if stuff is comfortable for us. They just want to see how much money we're willing to put down without making a ruckus, how much profit they can make That is what they care about. So if you think for a second that an immigrant is the reason that you can't afford a house or get a job, or that a billionaire actually gives a fuck about you, you need to wake up.
The fact that everything is $1 million these days is really starting to piss me off. I went to Sephora because I ran out of my exfoliant, because God forbid my face go 2 to 3 days without it. I mean, it gets crazy. So I was like, all right, bet. I need to get my Dermalogica. Y'all know I'm on this. Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant. I don't miss days without this, okay? So I was like, all right, bet. Instead of getting the bottle, I get the refill. Because I'm like, you know what? I gotta save the earth, right? I gotta do the right thing. She rings me up and she tells me $68. I was like, wait, what? She was like, $68. I was like, you just rang it up for one, right? She was like, yeah, I know. Things are expensive. So much more expensive. I think the price increased. I was like, that still don't even sound right. $68 for this. The reason why I don't get the regular one is because I'm thinking this is also going to be cheaper while I'm saving the earth. So I was like, all right, go ahead, ring it up. I'm like, that's crazy. She's like, oh, do you want the receipt? I was like, no, just email it to me, because here I am thinking, again, save the earth. I go back to the area where I bought this, and I was just like, let me look at the price. I look at the price. I'm like, where's that? Where's that? I look for the refill. The refill says 63. And then I look at the bottle. The bottle says 68. So I was like, oh, wait, she told me 68. She got me for my money. But then I thought about it for a second. I was like, oh, taxes. So not only was she right, they also add taxes to it. I'm like, I can't deal with this. Ain't no reason for me to be getting the refill. I might as well get the regular, because what am I doing? Why am I saving anything? Ain't nobody saving my pockets. And why is it $68 for exfoliant? And it's crazy because my skin already knows I can't go without it. $68. And of course I sent a voice note to my best friend, because I'm like, the hell they got going on? And then she's like, girl, I ordered my face wash just the other day because I ended up having 2 pimples. I'm like, but how much that cost? She was like, just about the same price. And I already have 2 pimples because I ran out of it because I got a teenager that's using my shit on the side. I was like, I know you fucking lying. But, you know, if I am being honest, I'm 40 and I still use my mother's shit. Everything she got in her house, I'm using it. I don't care how much it costs. I'm using it. So that's another conversation for another day. But it's just like, we're all struggling out here. And I don't like that. They pissing me off.
2026 has to be the most expensive year ever. Everything is so fucking expensive. Gas, expensive. Healthcare, expensive. Groceries, expensive. Netflix, expensive. Plane tickets, expensive. I went out in DC the other night. Drinks were $30. $30. Expensive. I'm about to go for a run right now. Just being outside, like $100. Expensive. 2026. The most goddamn expensive year ever.
Look at how much more expensive these foods are since last January. But we just got inflation data, CPI, that shows inflation is actually softening. So what's going on? Is this just textbook gaslighting? Are the numbers cooked? There are 2 really simple reasons as to why inflation data, like CPI, feels so disconnected from what we're actually experiencing when we pay for stuff. First reason, CPI measures the rate of change in inflation in a basket of goods. Food is just part of that basket, 8% to be exact. So maybe rent goes down or used car prices. Price decreases cancel out the food price increases, and then we all feel like we're being gaslit because we're spending 50% more at the grocery store to buy 50% less. I really don't like CPI as an inflation metric anyway. And that brings me to the second part of why it feels like these numbers don't really track with our real world experience. CPI measures the rate of change over a period of time. It doesn't measure the level of inflation. It doesn't tell you anything about how much more we're paying since, say 2020. Basically what it tells you is that prices are still rising, but they're just rising more slowly. We're not seeing deflation. Deflation is when prices fall across the board. CPI is just showing disinflation. So again, prices are rising, but just more slowly. That is the difference. Hopefully I did not just thoroughly confuse you. The worst part is disinflation isn't gonna cancel out all the cumulative price increases we've seen over the past few years. That is why everything still feels expensive as fuck.
If you feel like your money's not stretching like it used to, you are not crazy. Groceries are up, gas is up, bills are up. And with everything going on globally like it is right now, it's not going to slow down anytime soon. We are already in this. And here's the part most people aren't going to say. Most incomes have not changed for the better. So therefore, you got people out here trying to survive 2026 prices with 2020 income. So listen, if you know better, you do better. But most of us were never taught that. I've been in positions where unexpected things have happened more than once. And not having extra income put me in very hard spots. And I told myself I'd never let myself fall in that position again. So now I focus on building income streams from my phone. Things that are beginner friendly, that don't require you to be some text wizard to do. Things that can be done with a real life with real responsibilities. And things that actually make sense and actually work. So if you've been feeling the pressure lately, this is your nudge to get ready so you ain't out here scrambling later. Comment ready or shoot me a DM, and I'll help you find an option that's gonna actually fit you. We got this, y'all. Peace.
I think I just figured out exactly why you feel broke. Okay, so it's no secret. Everybody feels like everything is more expensive. But when you look at adjusted income to say, oh, well, if you made 50 grand then, it's worth this much now, the numbers still just don't quite seem to align. See, making just 30 grand in the 1980s, you were getting by, you owned a home, you could have multiple cars, and you could raise an American family, you know, not feeling like you're gonna die. I think by creating this available wealth ratio, which I'm gonna walk you through right now, but I did the math, I think I've proven what we all feel. Okay, so we're gonna look at the American economy like it's a pie, okay? And the way that we define this pie is we're gonna go the M2 money supply, which is all the money that's available in our economy. Stocks, bonds, savings accounts, it's every dollar in circulation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach this AWR, which is the available wealth ratio. The way I got the available wealth ratio is by taking what the bottom 90% had available to them and dividing it by the M2 money supply. In simpler terms, the available wealth to Americans in 1985 was 35.1%. What does that mean? It means that the bottom 90% of income earners in America had access to 35.1% of the total economy. Because as of 1985, 64.9% of all of the nation's wealth was held in the top 10%'s hands. Don't look at the adjusted PP, but if you look at 35% available wealth ratio in 1985, that means of the $1.7 trillion in our M2 money supply, according to the Federal Reserve, this was your PPP, which is the purchasing power percentage. So in 1985, the median household income was $27,440. Don't lose me. I'm going to bring this back to the pizza in a minute. If I were to take these numbers and add it into my formula, which is going to give me the total available money supply, that's all the total available money to people like you and I, the bottom 90%, and I divide that by the median household income, what I'm going to get is my PPP, my purchasing power percentage, which happens to in 1985 be 4.64 times 10 to the negative 8th power. In layman's terms, that means if you made the median income in 1985, you made a very, 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 very small percentage of the overall economy. But you still got a slice. And based off all numbers, we can say that that slice was enough to get by and have the American dream here in America. So if I were to take those same numbers for all of these years, I got 1995, 99, 2005, 2012, 2018, and today, which 2024 data, the data when it was last available, I can tell you how much you have to make to feel just as powerful financially as someone making the median household income in 1985. Do you want to know what it is? Okay, so for perspective, back to the pizza, like I promised. There's $1.7 trillion in the economy in 1985, according to our M2 money supply. Lock that number in tight. Okay. In 2025, it's 21.5 trillion. We don't know through this initial term if we're going to have any money added, quantitative easing. That number could go up, but as of right now, that's the number. That's a large difference. And what's also different is the available wealth. See, back in 1985, 31.1% of the total wealth, this number right here, was available to the bottom 90%. Today, this much larger number that's in our total economy, well, only this percentage is available wealth, the bottom 90%. So if I were to have the same purchasing power percentage as someone in 1985 making a household income of $27,440 with the available wealth at that time being 35% and the M2 money supply being 1.7 trillion, so many numbers. Let me tell you what the number is today. I'm going to tell you this number and you're going to say, Zach, that's wrong. You're going to think this is too dramatic to be accurate. I've spent 2 hours running these numbers back and forth. I've used 6 different AI platforms to actually verify this math, because when I did it, I assumed I had to be wrong. But I'm not, and it's a great formula, the PPP, the adjusted PPP, the adjusted PP of 2025. If you were making the median household income, which today we have adjusted for inflation, the median household income back in 1985 was $27,440. The median household income today is $79,482. I went through 1989, 1995, 1999, 2005, 2012, 2018, all the way up to today to get the accurate numbers, all from the Census Bureau. You can't argue with these things. So again, median household income back then, $27,440. Today is $79,482. If you wanted to have the same purchase power percentage of the available economy to the bottom 90%, you and I, today you have to make $233,900 because there's only $5 trillion of our $21.6 trillion in our economy available to people like you and I. This is not the size, because this would be about 16 to 15 times bigger, but there is a bigger pie with a smaller percentage, meaning if I wanted to have the same amount of purchasing power as someone in 1985, I have to make a significant amount more, because there is a significantly amounted more that is owned by the top 10%. 35% in 1985, and we could see since then it's continued to drop. And this is actually kind of weird. If you look at this in 2018, 77% of the wealth was held in the top 10%'s hand. The Federal Reserve claims in the last 7 years that number's actually gotten better. I call a little bit of BS, but we have to go off the numbers we have available. So to honestly feel like somebody felt then, you'd have to make this now, adjusted for inflation and with the available wealth ratio utilized. Available wealth ratio, all of the years with the Census Bureau, the actual math, and then the pies. I spent $36 on 2 drinks at a restaurant the other day. Glass of wine and 1 mixed drink. $36 in Delaware.
Man, tell me about it. Everything is so expensive. Thank you for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and share. And see you next time.